Oh, gonna make one of those stupid fucking unboxing videos that the kids like. So this is what happens when your life is spiraled out of control and you just waste money on things. You buy crap that you probably shouldn't. So I waited a month for this thing to come in the mail. And you're gonna get shitty camera work on this because I'm using a phone. Because I don't care about trying to make money off of fucking YouTube and all that ignorant shit like people are doing. I don't have time for that. So, fun one-handed opening of expensive old stuff. Even though this box is all in Japanese, it actually came from a seller in Brooklyn, New York. And I think he had at one point forgot to actually ship it out because I had to message him twice over a 1 month period to get him to send the damn thing to me. Let's chop this all up. See what we got. And this should be what I'm thinking it is. Ah, come on. Harder than I thought it would be to cut a box open with one hand. Yeah, fuck it, let's just try to use the ring. I literally make these silly YouTube videos that I post lately for really just the 3 or 4 people that watch them. And I appreciate if they enjoy them. Oh, God, this box was just fucking terrible, this guy used. He could have picked something way better. But as long as this thing isn't broken, I really don't care. Ooh. Built-in mains plug. See, okay, I like this because the other model of this computer that this is had a separate mains outlet plug, and it was a big fucking brick, which is a pain in the ass when you're plugging it into a step-down converter. There you go. If anybody can read Japanese, here is your Japanese newspaper comic of the day. There you go. And, ooh. Oh man, this thing is nicer looking than it had on the eBay listing pictures. So I imagine there might be somebody who'll stumble across this video and immediately know what this is, but for everybody else who isn't a shut-in nerd like me, this is a MSX1 computer made by National, and it is the FS4000. The FS4000 was I believe the last MSX one that National made. They went on and made MSX2s. I don't know if they ever ventured into like the 2 Plus or the Turbo R range or anything like that. But so the main reason I got this thing, besides wanting an MSX1, because I have some PAL software that doesn't seem to play nice with the Japanese MSX2 that I have. But the big thing that drew me to this was specifically this part right here. This thing has, so when you turn this model MSX on, and National made an MSX2 that had the same thing, but it's actually has word processing software built in that boots up on startup, and it just works like an old school standalone word processor. You can literally just slide your paper in here and there you go, your printer's built in and you can type on it. And I just thought that was a really, really damn cool little thing there. I mean, hell, that'll save you having to buy, at least at the time in 1984, 1985 when this came out. This saved you a good chunk of cash on buying a separate printer. Because I think the separate printers for the MSXs, I saw prices all over the place. You know, like standalone printers were like $200-300 for the MSX. So, I mean, hell, like almost half the cost of the computer itself. So, I mean, you know, this thing right here at the time, I think was like, I think this was like a $500, $600 computer. So to have, you know, to be able to just immediately type right out the box, that's a huge money saving thing. And you still have, like a lot of higher end MSX models, you still have your dual cartridge ports for, you know, playing software, and then like if you wanted an expansion RAM cartridge in there, you know, that still freed you up to plugging in cart software. And let's see what other fun junk we got. Do we have the standard plugs on the back? Yep. So got your composite video and audio out, RGB connection, RF channel selector. This is, I believe, what the external printers used. Was this little port right here? Let's see what else we got here. Your cassette tape jack. Yeah. Sadly, you do have to have a custom MSX cable to plug in here that just splits out into your standard, you know, headphone mic and remote socket after that. Luckily, you could still get very nice new reproduction cables from mainly from UK and European sellers. So I've got two of them that I've ordered from two different sellers in the UK. They were both really nice, high quality. And these two switches, I'm gonna have to get back to y'all on that. I don't really know what those two are for. Yeah, not sure. I wonder if it might be something to do with like maybe letting you boot up or bypass maybe the internal word processing software, maybe just boot straight to MSX Basic or something. And yeah, that looks about it. Nothing on the bottom. Yep, nothing in the front. Nice and simple looking. Keyboard feels nice. I can, you know, at least gotta say that about it. I could definitely have no issues typing for an extended period of time on this. I like that the power button is up front. My Panasonic FS4000 MSX2 has a rocker switch on the side. Big thing I noticed, the only thing so far I don't like about some of these earlier MSX computers that I've run into, at least for the Japanese models, no reset button. So if you're wanting to, I mean, like, so I can understand needing to turn the computer off and on for the cartridges, but if you're just running like cassette or floppy disk software, I don't know, I don't like having to turn the computer fully off and then back on. It would have been nicer just to have a reset button, which I do know some later higher end models from like Sony and Panasonic incorporated that. But that is it for this. Doubt I'll ever make another one of these because I can't stand the sound of my own voice, and so I want to stop talking now. But yay! Hopefully all of my PAL format software that I have on cassette, because that's a whole nother thing in and of itself, is software is expensive for the MSX. If you're not basically anything other than European cassette software is just insanely expensive. Like a cartridge, like a cartridge only copy of Metal Gear is gonna run you like $150 to $200. I've seen complete in-box copies of Contra going, those things go for like 500. Hell, I about a year and a half ago, I bought a copy of Castlevania, a Japanese copy, and that ran me almost $200, and that's a rare instance that I would ever spend that kind of money on a game. But just Castlevania is kind of like my favorite game series, so I said fuck it and just went ahead and paid it. That was actually cheaper than what Japanese sellers want. I got my copy from a seller in Spain. Japanese sellers were wanting over $200 for that, and just no way in hell I'm spending that kind of money. I mean, I won't even spend that kind of money on Neo Geo stuff because that's just disgustingly overpriced. But maybe if I have some time and can finally unpack one of my CRTs and dig out where the hell my step-down converter is. That is in a box somewhere as well. Maybe I can make some space and boot this thing up and try to load up some software that I know wouldn't work on my MSX2. But who the hell knows? I might just end up playing Jet Set Willy more on here, which seems to be my go-to game to play these days on here.